Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Dia and I appreciate you stopping by. It's been a while since I've showed you how I'm using my everyday planner, so I thought I would go ahead and do a February flip through. I started this Hobonichi journey back in August of 2019, and I don't think I will ever go back to any ring planner system, insert system like the Midori, at least not for my everyday planning. I do miss my passion planner sometimes because it is very similar to the Hobonichi, except the Hobonichi has a little bit more to offer, like the daily pages and the weekly pages being in one book. Not much has changed in my Hobonichi cousin other than the pins that I use, but I figured I'd go ahead and give you an updated look at my planner, especially to those of you who are new and haven't seen my planner yet. I'm gonna go ahead and put a timestamp down below if you want to skip to the flip through, but for those of you that would like to learn a little bit more about my Hobonichi, stick with me. This is a Hobonichi cousin in the A5 size, and this is the Avec version. The reason I purchased the Avec version was because, like I said, I started in August, halfway through the year, and I didn't want to have the entire front half of my book be blank, so I purchased half, and I wasn't sure if I was really gonna love it either, so I felt purchasing half the year would be the safest bet. For those of you who aren't sure if this planning system will work for you, this is another good thing to do. That way you don't get stuck with using it for the entire year. You can just use it for half of the year. I keep my Hobonichi in this A5 Sojourner cover. This is stag leather. The pocket is in special brown and the inside is in natural leather. I absolutely love this cover. It's not too floppy. It's a nice solid leather and well worth the investment. When I was using this last year, I had a Hobonichi on one side and a Midori planner on the other, which is another good reason to get the Avec version. The Hobonichi cousin doesn't have a bunch of blank pages at the end like the Hobonichi Weeks does, so I needed extra room for writing, and having half the year made it perfect to have both my Hobonichi and a notebook in here. I noticed that I haven't really needed the extra space this year, so I went ahead and just put both books in here. I have the one I am currently using on the right side and the second half of the year on the left side. Sometimes it makes me wonder if I should just get the whole year in one book, but I think I like having the option to switch out one of them for a notebook if life and planning gets a little more hectic. I get asked all the time how I decorate my Hobonichi covers. This one is just covered in 2 postcards from James Burke Creative. I received it as a gift at a get-together with Rowena and several other planner ladies, and I just taped them on here, put a little bit of washi tape on the side, and then covered it all in packaging tape. For this year's, I went ahead and just printed a picture off of the internet on regular paper, taped it on, and then taped over it with the packaging tape as well. I like the way it looks when it's shiny, and it also protects it. And one last thing I want to mention about this Hobonichi that makes my planning so much more efficient are these planner tabs that I got from Martha Plans. I'll go ahead and leave her link down below. These tabs are awesome because they are repositionable. I can move them from month to month, week to week, and day to day, and they have made flipping to my pages so much easier. So those are just a couple of the essential things I wanted to show you about my Hobonichi planner, especially if you're new. But we are gonna go ahead and turn the camera around and do this flip through. Before I start showing you February, I figured I'd go ahead and show you my habit tracker because that is part of my monthly planning. I believe this is the yearly overview on the Hobonichi planner, but I use it to track my morning habits mainly. I have silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, scribing, vitamins, and extra workout because I try to do 2 workouts a day. And I also keep track of my social media on here on a monthly basis. So this is February right here. Very sad. I did so good in January and kept running even though I was sick, and then I hurt my toe really bad and it just knocked me out for a long time. So this is where I keep my habit tracker. And this is how my month of February looks on the monthly planner. It is pretty darn boring. All I do is put my big events in here. I don't keep anything small. I'm a photographer, so I'll put my weddings in here. Any events with my daughter, I'll put them in here. This is the only decorating I've done. I just recently started purchasing Coffee Monster Co. stickers and I love them, and they add a little bit of color and cuteness to my planners because my planners are so plain. I kind of want to test out some monthly kits just to fill in this spot. I can't see writing anything in these spots because I keep track of everything else in other sections, so I think it would be really cute to maybe try some of them out. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them down below. I am very simple though, so I don't like anything that's going to be be too noisy. In my weekly section, I keep track of my social media over here on the side as well. I only put it in on Sunday evening, usually no specific time, just when I remember to do it on Sunday. I also recently started tracking my revenue in this other column right here. My husband and I are self-employed. We have our own photography business and our income fluctuates a lot. So we just like to kind of keep track of what we're making here. I got turned on to this kind of weekly planning in my Passion planner and brought it over to my Hobonichi planner. It's kind of more of a planning and memory keeping system. I'll write in here what I have to do. It's just a way for me to stay on task and see if I'm starting to take too long doing something. It's really nice to look back and remember what we did on certain days. I refer back to these pages all the time. At the bottom here, I keep what I have for dinner, and I'm just gonna go ahead and flip through all 4 weeks for you. Nothing really changed, so I'll go ahead and let you see how they came out. I think it's really funny how one of those pages has absolutely no stickers in it. So just by glancing at that and not seeing any stickers, I knew I probably had a really busy week that week. Like I said earlier in the video, this is my favorite part of the planner. Got turned on to it by Passion Planner, but what I was missing was daily pages. My daily pages haven't changed too much. On the left-hand side over here, I keep my daughter's schedule, whether it's work, school, or cheer, and then I put any big events that we have in here or appointments. To the right of that, I keep my to-do list, and at the bottom, I'll usually just do a little bit of journaling at the end of the day. And it's more like a daily report. I don't really write about the day here, but I'll kind of write about what I thought about the day and how I could be more productive or what went well in the day. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flip through these daily pages. And then you can tell when I'm really busy. Yes, there are some days where I write just about nothing in my planner, but it's here and it's a reminder that I had a really busy day that day. And at the end of the month, I kind of had something change a little. I received a mini thermal printer from Fomemo and I started to use it in my daily planning. I decided to go ahead and put my doodle a days here. This one was just a practice. This doodle was from the last time I did the challenge, but I wanted to see what it would look like in here. So now I'm keeping track of those daily, and if I'm not doing any kind of challenge, I thought every once in a while I might just print up a picture that I might have snapped throughout the day just to kind of preserve the memory there and just fill the space. So I know this is March, but this is kind of what I started to do. I started to use it a little bit more, and now I'm using it at the bottom to put the picture of the day and then just have my little journaling recap on the side. So that was it, and I feel like it was kind of boring, but my planner is just that. It's my planner. If I feel like getting really artsy, I'll usually do that in my journal, but this is where I go to plan. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. So has this ever happened to you? I was going through, let me get to one of these. So here's my weekly pages, and I wanted to see when I had started to use this planner, and I opened up last year's Hobonichi to see when I started, and this is what I saw. Oh my gosh, why did I stop using this pen? Actually, I know why I stopped using this pen. I was using this Platinum Preppy pen. It's a fountain pen, really inexpensive pen, and I loved it in here, and I stopped using it because I was a little bit too impatient and didn't want to wait for it to dry. So a lot of times I ended up smearing my writing, but looking back at it, it really doesn't look like it happened that much. And then for the pink, I used this pen with some like rose pink ink in it. And I miss putting my daughter's stuff in a different color. Not only that, whenever I go to take a picture, I noticed that the writing with my Hobonichi is so much lighter, and a lot of times it doesn't really show up on pictures. I love how much this one stands out. And another plus to using a fountain pen instead of the Hobonichi ballpoint pen is that the paper is really soft and it leaves an impression on it. So if you kind of feel over it, it's really lumpy. And as you start writing more and more, it gets a little bit harder to write on because it doesn't give you a firm surface. But with this pen, it doesn't really do that to the paper. So I think I was able to keep my writing a lot nicer. So sorry for going off on the tangent. Just lately I've been looking at my writing and thinking, I really don't like my writing lately. And I remember loving it before. And I think I just solved the problem. I just need to go back to my fountain pen and be a little more patient. So if I do another flip through in March, the writing is probably going to be done with my fountain pens. Okay, so sorry for that. That was just a side note. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe found a few things that will help you in your planning. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more from me, and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video. I would love to say that I post on a certain day of the week, but life gets hectic. Sometimes I don't really know what to post about, so I'm trying to be more consistent with my posting. But for now, the notification bell is probably the best way to find out whenever I post a video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you again.